The News 4 Rundown starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the News 4 Rundown. I'm Adam Tuss. Here's a look at some of the top stories we're following for you this Wednesday evening. A 19-year-old man has been arrested, accused of brutally killing a 42-year-old woman in Virginia.
Certainly, no one deserves to be treated the way that our victim was treated, and she was stabbed repeatedly.
Going to tell you what we know about the relationship between the two and the 3-year-old now left without a mom. Plus, 2 Virginia congressmen calling for the firing and prosecution of ICE agents involved in what they're calling unjustified violent encounters.
Enough is enough. We will investigate this and we will not stop until there is real accountability for ICE brutality.
And nearly 25 years since 9/11, we're going to tell you how a D.C. community is remembering a teacher and a student killed when their flight crashed into the Pentagon.
I think about the airplane, I hear the sounds, and I thought about those people on that plane that went into the Pentagon and how they lost their lives senselessly.
Yeah, but we're going to begin tonight in Annapolis. Take a look at this. A deadly explosion that leveled a home, killed one person, and seriously hurt another. Chopper 4 flying over the neighborhood here this afternoon, showing all the damage and debris caused by this blast. News 4's Joseph Almo live on Green Holly Drive, where this explosion happened. Joseph, we've been following this, trying to piece together some of the details. My goodness, what a scene behind you.
Hey, Adam, not to state the obvious here, but whenever anything like this happens in a neighborhood, it doesn't just affect one home, it affects an entire community. There have been people who've been coming out here all afternoon to get their eyes on this one heck of a scene here. This home, like you said, you used the word leveled. That's a pretty good word. You can see debris just everywhere here. This explosion happened, according to Anne Arundel County firefighters, just after noon today, after 12 p.m. And of course, whenever anything like this happens, Adam, people ask, why? How did this happen? We're going to get to that in a minute. But while we were talking to some neighbors out here, Adam, we spoke to one person who has one of those home surveillance systems. She has a camera inside of her home. It didn't capture the explosion. It captured the boom from the explosion. She said it sounded like a tree fell through her house. You're going to hear about 5 seconds of nothing, of normalcy, and then you will hear that boom yourself. Take a listen. Yeah, she was like, what the, and that was kind of the reaction from everybody here in the community. The unfortunate news we have learned from fire officials, Adam, is that one woman has died and a man was sent, was actually flown to a burn center in critical condition. Those are the 2 people we believe to be involved in this right now. As to what may have caused this, well, I'll let fire officials speak for themselves. Take a listen.
About an hour before the explosion, there was a vendor there to resupply the house with propane. We don't know that the 2 are related. That vendor came, supplied the house with its propane, and then left. Neighbors say that the occupant was out back working, doing homeowner type stuff, and then they heard an explosion.
Out doing homeowner stuff, and then they heard the explosion. I mean, just a horrible day for this neighborhood, which, by the way, if you aren't familiar with the area, this is like the Cape St. Clair area of Anne Arundel County. We're right by the Bay Bridge. I'll step out of the way one more time so that way you can just see. Still very much an active scene out here, Adam. There's police here, probably going to be here, you know, all night long to try and figure out what exactly happened here. You heard fire officials say, you know, some propane work was being done, but, you know, these investigations do not take hours. They don't take days. They take weeks and sometimes even months. So it's going to be a minute until we have a final answer as to what happened here today. But the headline is just so tragic. We're talking about one woman who lost her life and another man who is fighting for his life right now after this home explosion in Annapolis. Adam, back to you.
Yeah, it's just awful, Joseph. And I want to ask you really quickly, you know, sometimes when you get on these scenes, there's a smell in the air. Can you smell any gas? Is there anything present like that?
No. That's a good question, and not really, Adam. One thing to note, there are several homes here. You can see the yellow caution tape. There are several homes that have also been deemed as unsafe right now as fire officials work to figure out what really caused this explosion. And so they have been evacuated. It's not just obviously the home that you see destroyed here behind me. A lot of neighbors been coming by talking about the people who live there. We're going to hold off from talking about them because fire officials have not confirmed yet who these folks are. But I hear some wonderful things, including a project on that red historic vehicle back there. And so this is definitely, hit this community by surprise, and they're going to be asking a lot of questions in the coming days for sure.
Yeah, everybody probably on edge there. All right, Joseph, stay safe out there, and hopefully we get some more answers on that horrible story. Joseph Olmo, thank you so much. Meantime, I want to tell you that Fairfax County police have arrested a 19-year-old in the murder of a 42-year-old woman. This is big news around here in the last couple of days. Police described the killing near a hiking trail in Great Falls as brutal. Our Mauricio Casillas has the latest reporting.
This morning, 19-year-old Alexis Antonio Cedillos Campos was taken into custody in Prince George's County. Fairfax County detectives, along with their counterparts in Prince George's County, and the U.S. Marshals arrested the suspected killer. Police say he confessed to stabbing and killing 42-year-old Carmen Lisette Puch. Police also say he's accused of dousing her with gasoline and unsuccessfully trying to set her on fire.
A mother, a loving mother of a 3-year-old little girl who took care of her little girl. Certainly no one deserves to be treated the way that our victim was treated, and she was stabbed repeatedly.
Police say Puch and Cedillos Campos were involved in an intimate relationship. The two of them worked together at Bites restaurant in Herndon. According to detectives, Cedillos Campos and Puch met early Monday morning near a trail in the Great Falls area. The motive is still being investigated.
We know that our killer and our victim were involved in an intimate relationship with each other. We are still uncovering the many layers of motive that exist when two people are involved in a relationship.
Police say video recorded from the Bites restaurant helped them with their investigation, with Chief Davis calling it eerie to watch.
We have video footage of our suspect at the restaurant where he worked with our victim, arming himself with a fixed blade knife, taking a pair of black latex gloves.
News4 has learned Cedillos Campos was in the country without documentation. ICE says he's from El Salvador, crossed in 2024, was arrested by CBP and later released. Here's what Chief Davis had to say when asked about the suspected killer's immigration status.
When our detectives span out and start collecting evidence and interviewing people of interest and talking to friends and family and neighbors and coworkers, they're not doing that with the immigration status of anyone in their minds. They're trying to find out what happened. So when I talk about the role of local law enforcement in America, particularly in Fairfax County, our role is to solve crimes that we're responsible for solving.
Police also say they're looking for a black sedan which may have been involved in the case.
It's a vehicle that our killer may have traveled to and from the location in. So we're in the process of figuring that out.
As for the victim's 3-year-old daughter, Fairfax County police say that she's now in the care of family members who traveled out of state to be with her. Reporting in Fairfax County, Mauricio Casillas, News 4.
Thank you, Mauricio. 4 things to know now. A driver going the wrong way on a busy Virginia road this morning crashed into and ruptured a gas line in Burke. It caused some evacuations in that area. Take a look at that car. Fortunately, no one was hurt in any of this. It's amazing no one was hurt. Meantime, I want to tell you, D.C. police are investigating the death of a 2-month-old girl in Navy Yard. Kamaya Honesty. She was found on Sunday with blunt force injuries. She was an infant and unresponsive inside a house. She died later at the hospital. It's still undecided when the woman accused of vandalizing the World War II memorial is going to get her belongings back, including the phone that she live streamed this whole thing on. Melissa Ferris turned herself in last week. She is now supposed to return to Ohio under a court order. She's supposed to be there tomorrow. And want to tell you that new court documents show that the National Park Service was aware of peeling at the reflecting pool 3 weeks before a former Olympian was charged with vandalism there. Charges were later dropped in that case after emails surfaced. All right, well, tonight, local Democratic lawmakers are calling for an end to what they say has been ICE brutalities, citing a number of incidents, including a man who was beaten in custody and incidents where a woman had a gun pulled on her, like this one in Falls Church.
Yeah, you recorded us. You almost ran us over.
I didn't almost
ran us over. Stop playing.
Our Northern Virginia Bureau reporter Drew Wilder covered that story when it broke. He has more tonight from Capitol Hill.
Virginia Congressman Don Beyer says within the last 2 weeks, his office has confirmed 4 incidents involving Northern Virginia residents and ICE agents, in which the congressman feels the ICE agents' actions were unjustifiably violent. So tonight, the congressman, along with Congressman Suhas Subramaniam, are announcing an investigation. They feel that the ICE agents involved should be fired and in some cases prosecuted. Within a span of 2 days, 2 different people in Northern Virginia had violent confrontations with ICE agents, and now lawmakers are demanding action on Capitol Hill.
We are announcing an investigation into ICE's misconduct in partnership with Representative Subramaniam and Walkinshaw, but also with the Democratic leaders of the Judiciary Committee, the Oversight Committee, and the Homeland Security Committee. Yeah, you recorded us. You almost ran us over.
I didn't almost
ran us over. Stop playing. Stop playing.
You are full of
Last Monday, an ICE agent pulled his gun on a U.S. citizen in Falls Church while the two argued through her driver's side window.
I will arrest you. Keep it up.
I'm a legal citizen.
I don't care.
Oh my goodness.
Without evidence, DHS accuses Carolina Molina of trying to run the agents over. In fact, her own dashcam video disputes that claim, showing her yelling at the ICE agent, but then turning right as he walks to his SUV.
They should not be in the position that they are as of now if other citizens and other people are at risk.
The very next day in Arlington County, 45-year-old Jose Mejia says ICE agents used a taser on him and assaulted him during an arrest. DHS says Mejia is in the country illegally and accused him of attempting to flee the scene, requiring agents to use, in DHS's words, necessary force to gain control of the situation. According to Mejia's attorney, the violent arrest resulted in these visible injuries to Mejia's face and bleeding and swelling of his brain.
Enough is enough. We will investigate this and we will not stop until there is real accountability for ICE brutality.
But with Republicans in the majority, Democrats won't have the power to subpoena ICE agents or other witnesses to testify. Congressman, without the majority on House oversight, do you think this investigation will have any teeth?
Well, we have to give it teeth, and part of that is having all of the resources that we do have on the Democratic side to investigate what we can.
Arlington County's prosecutor has asked local police and Virginia's Attorney General to investigate the incident involving Jose Mejia, saying no one is above the law, not any individual, not law enforcement, and not federal agents. Reporting from Capitol Hill, Drew Wilder, News 4.
Thank you for that update, Drew. It is that time of year as Prince George's County students get ready for school next week. The city of District Heights is making sure that they are prepared. City officials and community partners coming together tonight to host a back-to-school carnival, and our Millette Green was there tonight in the community.
Are you ready for school?
Yes, because we always go on a lot of field trips and we always have lots of ceramics that I like.
I love that. Okay, and show me your pink backpack. Yes. And the face painting, you asked for what?
Hello Kitty.
Hello Kitty. Her mom, Alfreda, is here. This is a wonderful event, Alfreda, would you say?
Yes, it is. It's very wonderful.
Why did you want to come out to this community event? You live in this community. Your daughter is growing up in this community.
Just to help to support the community that we stay in and help her grow. Yes.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest, okay? This doesn't end until 8 o'clock. And let me tell you, it's a full-fledged community event with vendors who are from District Heights. I want to bring on Joy. Joy, come on over here. I'm so sorry to interrupt. Look, she's handing out samples of her tea. You're a homegrown District Heights business owner, woman business owner, Joy. Tell me about how this is going today.
This is going wonderful. I'm so happy that the community is out here supporting me. We have the kids out here, the moms and the dads and the community. This is just a great experience for us. We've been in business for 9 years, and me and my daughter are doing it, me and Miss Elena. This is wonderful.
I love it. And how can people get your tea? I tasted it. It's delicious. And you have 3 flavors you're sampling.
Yes, I have lemon ginger, fruit tea, and berry tea. They're made with cane sugar, so to us, that's much more healthier than white sugar. And the best way to get it is to go on my social media page, D Lime Tea, that's TheBeelImetea.
Okay, D Lime Tea. All right, you go back over there and give out more samples because you got a business to do. Okay, listen. The whole point of this is to give out backpacks, supplies, and all of that to the kids in the community with the face painting, even vaccinations. Oh, yeah, some kids are rolling up their sleeves. They probably weren't expecting to do that. But look at the crowd of people. They're still coming in. They're going around the room, guys, and they're making their way. This community feels really welcomed by this event, and I'm so happy to be part of this. We're working for you. We're getting kids ready for school, and this is how you do it. School starts next week, guys, and we're so ready to get them back into class. Parents out there, you feel me? I know you do.
It was a nice day today, yes. It was a hot day today, yes, but not too humid. That's the good news here. High temperature of 90 degrees, but out there right now, it's a really pretty evening across our area, but it's still on the hot side. 90 degrees here in the 7 o'clock hour, 63 the dew point, so not much in the way of a heat index. That's the good news, but it's definitely on the warm side, a little bit above average today. 86 Frederick, 86 as well as Leesburg. Manassas, Fredericksburg coming in at 90 degrees. So we've got a little bit of heat. Once again, not a whole lot of humidity, although that's going to be building. We do not have any thunderstorms out there right now, but we're tracking a storm system back to the west. This is an area of low pressure that's going to ride right along a cold front. You can see that front. Just follow the clouds all the way through New England. And that frontal boundary works its way through as an area of low pressure does the same. That will give us a chance of storms tomorrow. So as we look at this through the night tonight, could even see some shower activity during the morning hours. Watch this. By around 9, 10 o'clock, see those showers moving on through the area. By noon, they should be out of here. But then again, we could see showers at any time during the day tomorrow. Best chance for strong weather or severe weather. Look at this. Here's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then coming through the D.C. metro area right around 4, 5 o'clock and getting even stronger as we head towards the Chesapeake Bay. So heads up for your Thursday. It could become a weather alert day tomorrow, so something we'll continue to track. 82 on your Friday, 83 on Saturday. Better chance of storms again and rain on Saturday at any time of day Saturday. Friday and Sunday, their afternoon. Monday and Tuesday looking great, and then next week, more chances for storms next Wednesday through Saturday.
All right, Doug, thank you very much. You know, 25 years have passed since the tragic events of 9/11, and each passing year is painful for one D.C. elementary school. Some of the victims on the flight that crashed into the Pentagon that day had ties to Leckie Elementary. Our Dominique Moody shares how both the school and former staff are remembering them, and a warning, even 25 years later, some of these images can be tough to watch.
As retired fifth-grade teacher Estella Cleveland walks down the third floor of Leckie Elementary School, all the memories start to flood back to the day when her life changed.
I think about the airplane, I hear the sounds, and I thought about those people on that plane that went into the Pentagon and how they lost their lives senselessly.
A few of those losses on the plane were personal to Cleveland. Fellow teacher and long-term friend Hilda Taylor and Cleveland student Bernard Brown were aboard the plane that crashed into the Pentagon.
We were good buddies. Taylor always had these funny sayings. Bernard was a lovable kid. He was just lovable and playful, and he cared. He was more of a protector, too.
Remembrances of the two, along with parents who perished, are evident around the school to ensure the next generation understands the connection of the school to that tragic day.
It represents peace and love. And I have my memorial set up in my living room, and I wanted to share these pictures of them, and I'll never forget them. And I don't want the world to forget them or any of the victims of 9/11.
In 2003, Leckie Elementary School dedicated this memorial garden to Bernard Brown and Hilda Taylor. They were just some of the people connected to this school that passed on 9/11.
Teachers that worked closely with Miss Taylor and knew Bernard, that taught Bernard. I think it's a tough time. For me personally, it's kind of emotional time as well, because Like I said, that was one of my most impactful teachers.
Miss Taylor was Tania Padgett's 6th grade teacher. The lessons she learned from the classroom are still with her today.
Keep things like organized. Make sure you present yourself well. I mean, some teachers, even to this day, they don't like to touch on hygiene and different things like that. But she was all about being a well-rounded person.
Now nearly 25 years since tragedy struck, many a part of the Leckie family want to ensure Taylor and Brown legacies are celebrated.
It was very important for us to keep the relationship going because we are a loving family, the Leckie family.
In Southwest, Dominique Moody, News 4.
All right, to football now. Training camp continuing out in Ashburn ahead of preseason game number 2.
Yeah, they had a big practice on Wednesday. They were in pads. There was a lot of hitting, a lot of run installation. Really some good work for the Burgundy and Gold as they get ready for the second preseason game on Saturday in Detroit. Still a lot of questions about, who's going to be on the field. As for who was at the field today, it was the final training camp practice with fans in attendance. And it was just really neat to see how much these players really try to kind of pay it forward with the fans, how much they enjoy their time.
It's always exciting just to have them out here. They're such a big part of what we do, and I mean, if you want to be honest about it, without them, what we do isn't really a reality. They play just as big a role as we do, so I'm always appreciative of having them out here. Like I said, I feel like I grew up with this fan base, so my love for them goes to the ends of the earth.
It kind of gives you a taste of what the season might feel like. They love the support from them and just how much they, care about being out here and wanting to see us. And so it's cool to see the kids, they look up to us and everything like that. So it's always fun having the fans here, just, being able to go sign some stuff, shake some hands, say hi to some people, because you never know how that might change somebody's day.
It's pretty neat. You can see there in that last shot, that was Javon Kinlaw signing autographs. The Commanders have created a special kids-only area. Obviously, parents can go with their children. Yeah. But you notice day after day after day, there's like kind of the main viewing area where they have those grandstands and seats set up. But then there's another kids-only area that's kind of fenced off, and you could every day at practice, I would watch as players made a point of trying to hit that kids area as they walk up into the building. Just one of a lot of little things the organization is kind of doing right. And, can't control wins and losses by the organization, but it's a good product. The fans that go out there for those practices, they really enjoy it.
You'll always remember that signature that you got. You know, how many of us have signatures that we
Makes
got
a lifelong fan.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a good touch for sure.
You know what's interesting? So Washington had, I believe, 11 practices, training camp practices open to fans. Philly, I think, does 1.
Okay, thank you, JP.
I thought my job is to report the facts, Adam.
Let me tell you that JP is going to have much more on today's practice and this week. If you want to watch him, you don't have to. All ears. It's going to be at 8:30. Streaming also on our channels.
You going to watch?
Yeah, of course, man.
I appreciate it.
All ears is your new nickname. I'll post it. It'll be on YouTube later tonight because JP is all over the socials. Listen to the podcast on your way into work. He's everywhere. We love JP. We'll see you at 11.